serve as your pre-recorded video for another discussion. So actually this is a continuation with the protein. So let's start with the discussion. Okay. So let's know first what are those essential amino acid. At I've said I also discussed this one, right? Yung previous video ko with regards to protein, I already discussed this one. So for the what do you call this, for the review, I created some slides also pertaining to the essential amino acids. It's like a review na lang. So let's start by defining the essential amino acid. Of course, we all know it is the standard amino acid needed for the protein synthesis that must be obtained from the liver source. Meaning to say, the human body cannot synthesize in the adequate amounts from other substances. Why? Because protein, or the important building blocks of protein, or the building blocks of protein itself, is amino acid. So there are essential and non-essential amino acid that inside our body. So let's proceed. Yun na nga, the human body can synthesize small amounts of some of the essential amino acid, but not enough to meet need, especially in the case of growing children. Meaning to say, there is a limited amount of how can our body adopt the essential amino acids, especially in the case of the children or the growing of the children. There is actually a limited part on adopting or gaining an essential amino acid. Okay. It is actually some of explanation part. We have a complete dietary protein. It is a protein that contains of all the essential amino acid in the same relative amounts in which the body needs them. I will be showing you an illustration or a table that's showing those amino acid that classify into essential and non-essential amino acid. So when we say naman a incomplete dietary protein, it is a protein that does not contain adequate amounts relative to body needs of one or more of essential amino acid. Always remember that incomplete dietary protein, it is all about the essential amino acid, or it contains all of the essential amino acids, or contains all of the essential amino acid in the same related amounts in which the body needs. While in incomplete dietary protein, it is particularly on, or it does not contain adequate amounts relative to the body. Remember the word contain and not does not contain. Okay, for complete dietary protein and incomplete dietary protein. Let's proceed. So this is actually the representation on how can we define complete versus incomplete protein. So I will not be reading it furthermore, so I know you can read it naman. So these are the important details about on how can you identify if a certain amino acid is in a complete dietary or in the incomplete protein. Okay, let's move. So dietary protein that are complete protein provide adequate amount. This is actually the summarization. Lang added protein classified incomplete. If cells are missing, essential amino acid is unable to produce any protein that incorporates that particular amino acid. And meats and dairy and eggs contains complete protein, while the vegetarian, especially vegans, needs to eat combination of plant-based food that is includes in incomplete dietary food or protein. Okay, so will serve as the summarization on the differences and similarities about complete protein, complete dietary protein, and incomplete dietary protein. Okay, let's proceed to another term to be unlocked. We have limited amino acid. It is an essential amino acid that is missing or present in inadequate amounts in an incomplete dietary protein. Meaning to say, when we say limiting amino acid, these are found in the sort of supplies from incomplete protein, or incomplete protein that are usually found in the plant food sources. Okay, so comparing to complementary complementary dietary protein. These are two or more incomplete dietary protein that when combined provide an adequate amount of essential amino acid related protein. So limiting amino acid, let me repeat it. Okay, limiting amino acid, it is focusing on or it can be found on the shortest supply from incomplete protein. When we say incomplete protein, these are those protein that can usually found in the plant's sources. Okay, while while complementary dietary proteins are those two or more incomplete dietary proteins that when combined provide an adequate amount of essential amino acid relative complete protein. So, yun na nga, when we say kasi complementary dietary or complete dietary, it's provide adequate amount. Yun lang yung specific or the specific definition of complementary or the complete dietary protein. It is particularly on having a complete or specific amount of or adequate amount of all essential amino acid. Okay, let's proceed. So these are the classic, as I've said a while ago, I'll be giving you the illustration or a table that can classify those amino acid pertaining if it is essential, conditional non-essential, or if it is non-essential. So in essential, we have some of amino acid that is in essential part. We have histidine, isoleucine, leucine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, valine, and lysine. While in conditionally non-essential are those amino acid that arginine, asparagine, glutamine, glycine, proline, serine, and tyrosine. While in non-essential part, we also have aniline, alanine, aspartate, cysteine, and glutamate. So thus that are those classification on how can we organize or can we name the different amino acid based on the essential, conditional, non-essential, and non-essential. So now let's move forward on another topic of us for today. We have chirality and structure of amino acid. So what is our objectives? Of course, we will be explaining essential amino acid, describe the structure of an amino acid, and the features that confer its specific properties. Actually, I've already shown you guys. Sorry with the word. I've already shown you guys the structural formula for amino acid, right? And the summarization of it because in my previous discussion, I've already gave you the structural formula, right? So let's move to be determined, or let's determine the amino acid form in a solution of various pH. So draw the structural form of amino acid. For the A, we have the potential hydrogen of it is 7.0. So if it is 7.0, meaning to say it is neutral. So valine, you have to attach only the formula of neutral in the valine. So saan? Of course, in the first level of the structure. So in H3 positive N carbon, then attached to COO, and also attached to the formula of valine. Unlike to the pH or number B, letter B, sorry, we have potential hydrogen 12.0. Pag 12.0, it is a basic. So meaning to say, you have to attach the formula of the valine in the formula of basic. And lastly, we have 2.0 for potential energy, meaning to say it is acidic. You have to attach again the formula of acidic to the formula of valine. So always remember that in the structural formula of the different amino acid, it is of the different amino acid, different din po siya ang structural formula niya. Then, the only means or on how you can identify if it is acidic or basic or neutral, if kapag may attachment ng formula. So, given naman yung formula, alam niyo naman yung formula, kapag unang tingin pa lang, if the structural formula is acidic or it has a presence of acid, and it is a valine, makita man agad because you know already what is the formula or what is the formula for amino no acid or basic or neutral. Okay? So that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that is my lecture for this for the continuation of the protein. So this is the last lesson for our midterm. So I hope you will view and you will listen to this discussion. So stay safe, and if you have inquiries and problem or with regards to the topic, you can message me or you can message it to GC. Thank you.